Hi everybody, Molly McCord here. Welcome to my YouTube channel. In this video, we're going to take a look at the Libra new moon. It is exact September 28th, 2019 at 2:27 p.m. Eastern Daylight Savings Time. Please note that this time is for the Eastern Time Zone, so you'll want to adjust according to your location on the planet. So this new moon is when the sun and the moon are, of course, conjunct. They're at 5 degrees of Libra and 20 minutes, and they are together in the sky. There is a connection here, a renewal of energy, as every new moon is. It's a coming together of the feminine and the masculine, a hug and a kiss, and then the moon moves along. Every new moon is about your intentions. So in your natal chart, you want to find where 5 degrees of Libra is and to look at your intentions for the Libra energies in your life. Libra is how we partner with energies. Libra is about sharing our energies. There's a harmony, a union that occurs, and it can be with people, but it can be with anything. And if you look at it in terms of energy, and everything is energy, it's how you form energetic partnerships in your life. And where are you ready to set some new intentions around how to do this? How are you ready to shift and change your cooperation skills, your ability to be objective, to see the other side of the coin, how you can find a balance between giving and receiving, and how you can find a harmony within yourself that then shows up in your relationships with others. So the work is always internal, and Libra is then when we meet our energy out in the world. So we can see how not only are the sun and the moon in Libra, but the ruler of this new moon, Venus, is at 17 degrees of Libra, and Mercury is at 23 degrees of Libra. So 4 planets in Libra, really emphasizing what this means, where we can find a place of inner equilibrium, honoring who you are and honoring how you meet others in their energetic space. Now, the ruler of this new moon is Venus. She's at 17 degrees of Libra, and she is under some tension. She's under tension with the 2 planets in Capricorn. And those, of course, are Saturn, who is now direct at 13 degrees of Capricorn, 59 minutes, so just at 14 degrees. And then Pluto, 20 degrees of Capricorn, 38 minutes. Pluto will station direct October 3rd, so next week. And that makes Pluto's influence extra strong right now. When a planet is slowing down to station direct, its influence is felt. It's a stronger reverberation or vibration in the energy field. So you can see how these 2 planets are here in Capricorn, and Venus is at 17 degrees, the midway point between the 2. So she's already passed her exact square to Saturn a few days before this new moon, which could have felt like a no, something you had to decline, something you could not agree to. Saturn requires that we take more time and consider what's best for the long haul, to consider the dominant needs. And this is an energy that I'm feeling as very discerning about how you share and partner in this Libra new moon. There are lessons you've learned around relationships, and this new moon is asking you to integrate what you've learned and to apply it. To apply what you've come to understand about how you share your energy with others, what works, what doesn't work, to be honest with yourself, to be objective, to look at what the results have been, how things have played out. And I feel like there's this I'm feeling there's a higher octave energy around how it's like a new confidence in relationships, a new sense of who you really are now that's meant to be honored without giving it away to other people. And that's one of the lower expressions of Libra, is that it can give away what it needs to keep the peace or to not rock the boat. And Venus feeling this square to both Saturn and Pluto is to stop the people pleasing. It really is this energy of, does this serve you? Is this what you want to continue? What have you been doing unconsciously that you know you can't continue? Because this new moon is asking you to reset what it looks like to be in harmony with yourself and with others. And that's why there could be some type of awareness and lesson that you're meant to really integrate and honor. There's something to be honored here. Now, another way to interpret this Venus squaring Saturn and Pluto is that it can show up through finances or money restrictions, where there could be something you say no to, or that you have a power struggle around. And it's at a deeper level, the Venus energy is always about what we believe we're worthy of, which is about how much we love ourselves. So there is a checking in point here with how you are able to maintain a solid core of self-love, regardless of what is not right for you at this time. When Venus is under tension like this, we feel it in our needs, in how we receive, in our ability to either partner with others or to not partner with others. And I feel like there's something being challenged around this new moon, that you're meant to take a longer pause around where you would normally say yes. And again, that's because of Venus squaring Saturn and Pluto. So this new moon is quite interesting because of the tension. Now, Venus is conjunct Mercury, so she has the support of Mercury here, and the two of them are like energetic siblings, and they can talk it out and support one another. And this could be very beneficial in talking through something so that you can hear yourself speak it, you can hear your thoughts, you can understand more, you can be objective and consider where this is going, what's this about. And the Mercury energy is interesting because Mercury has already received the square from Saturn and the square from Pluto before this new moon. So Mercury already went through this, the verbal commitments is what it is. It's like there was something that maybe you aren't supposed to say yes to, or you're supposed to sit with it longer. Because Mercury squared these two before the new moon, and then the new moon brings in the new energy around how you feel and identifying your intention. And then Venus, she's meant to contain herself. She's meant to tap into her ability to be objective without giving it all away. Again, it's about people pleasing and where that maybe has been unconscious or excessive. Now, Venus is supported by Jupiter at 17 degrees of Sagittarius, who is now direct, almost 18 degrees. And Jupiter is pulling away from that square to Neptune, which was ongoing throughout 2019. So now this Jupiter is gaining strength, momentum, feeling stronger, optimistic, and is sending that energy to Venus, the ruler of this new moon, through a supportive trine. So there's something here that what you know is right for you, you could feel that rising faith and that rising trust in how things are coming together. Even if the timing, Saturn is about timing, even if the timing is not right yet. And that's going to be the case for Libra season, as both the moon and the sun are also going to square Saturn and Pluto. So there's something about Libra season, especially during the new moon, that's reminding you. I feel like it's showing you what you've learned about relationships that is raising your consciousness and raising your awareness about how you show up in the world. Now, another part of this new moon that's also important is how both the sun and the moon at 5 degrees of Libra are opposing Chiron at 3 degrees of Aries, 34 minutes retrograde. So this Chiron is going retrograde right now, but at 3, almost 4 degrees of Aries, it is directly opposing the sun and the moon. So there's this interesting tension here where you're discovering new parts of yourself through this Chiron in Aries, new parts of your self-identity, new parts of your own awakening experience, your own spiritual self, your gifts, your ability to see more of who you really are, and to develop confidence in these parts of yourself, these parts of yourself that are emerging. They're not fully developed. They're very new. They are the newborn deer learning to stand on its legs. It's that energy of gaining courage to be oneself and to love the skin you're in. I'm feeling this at a very deep cellular level as well, this Chiron in Aries. Like I'm feeling it at a very deep cellular level, in the blood, in your cells, in a new sense of self, and how that affects the body, and seeing who you really are at a much higher level. So we're learning about this part of ourselves, and Chiron is in an opposition to the sun and the moon, which is feeling vulnerable in sharing these parts of ourselves with other people just yet. Again, there's a hesitation. There's something where you can feel this part of yourself. You're like, this is who I am. I know who I am, or what I've been through, what feels right for me. I think of it in terms of a spiritual coming out. When you've gone through something really big and significant in your life, and it's changed who you are, it's changed your belief systems, it's changed what you do. And I remember this for myself way back, 10 years ago, when I was coming out as a professional astrologer, and there were people that I didn't know if they would see me or if I could take those parts of myself to the relationship. And that's what this is showing you. It's showing you more about who you are now and where you can be yourself in these relationships. But what you need in the relationship is different. And this Venus under tension and pressure is really a go-it-alone Venus in this new moon chart. as soon as she got to 13 degrees and exactly squared Saturn. When she's in Libra, she's in one of her home signs. She loves people and hanging out and socializing and meeting up and conversations and everything that goes into developing relationships. That's her forte. And then she meets up with someone who doesn't want that, or who isn't on the same page, who doesn't want to relate, and who who doesn't care about what's fair. So there's this interesting dynamic with this new moon that is showing you more about the kinds of relationships that are right for you, but it really starts with how you're showing up for yourself and your courage and ability to bring that into partnerships now. It's a really interesting new moon. Again, I feel like it's a little bit hesitant, and I feel like there are things that typically with a new moon, we start the new cycle, ready to go, and I feel like there's a go and then a yellow light, like a go and then a pause. And that pause is a gift from Spirit to say, don't just be on autopilot. Don't just keep doing what you've been doing. You've learned too much. You've come too far. What is it that is right for you now? And do you have the courage to be yourself in these relationships? And I'm hearing uncomfortable, like it could feel uncomfortable, or you could be worried about if it makes other people uncomfortable. There is a discomfort with this new moon. It doesn't have the typical flow of energies, but that means there's something that we're really supposed to be aware of and to raise our consciousness about ourselves, especially in these last, 3 months of 2019, but also the last 3 months of the decade. So allow yourself to be new in your relationship with yourself, and allow that to be enough. Allow that to be enough, and it will serve you. Because part of this new moon is the balance within. The balance within your masculine and your feminine, your yin and your yang, anima and animus. The balance between your connection with your human self and your spiritual self. The balance between the right side of your body, the left side of your body. So think about all the ways that balance shows up in our world and in our lives, and then take that into your energy field. And perhaps this new moon will show you where you've been out of balance, and also where you can set your intention for greater inner harmony and peace. And then that, of course, will be reflected to you and be mirrored to you in your relationships, your partnerships, and in other people. Because Libra is an energetic mirror, and that is one of its gifts. So I hope this has provided some insight into this Libra new moon. You can find out more about me below this video. And thank you so much for your subscribes, your comments, and your likes. And I really appreciate that you feel ready to share this information too with other people. I never take it for granted that people make time to watch these videos. So thank you so much, and I look forward to connecting with you as we move into October. See you then.